Joining me now is Democratic Congressman from Illinois, Brad Schneider. Thank you so much for being here, Congressman. So the country continues to grapple with the fallout of the killing of Charlie Kirk. How have you been handling it, Congressman? And what do you think this moment just means about the current political environment?
Well, thanks for having me. And let's be clear from the start. Political violence is never acceptable. Doesn't matter whether it's coming from the right, the left, the center, front, back. Political violence has no place in our country. We are a country that was founded in the idea of bringing people from disparate places with different ideas together. Our Congress was established to have that function of debate and within that debate to move our country forward. And we have to protect that. And it is under attack from so many angles. The assassination of Charlie Kirk was a great tragedy. The fact that it happened in front of so many thousands of people online is just adding to the devastation. And the rhetoric around it is only making things more tense and more precarious. We have to work to bring people together. We have to remember that we are one America, different ideas, different places, different histories and perspectives, but one country that when we work together can tackle any challenge the world might present us.
Well, Congressman, as you talk about the idea that we have to really think of ourselves as one unified America, today while hosting the Charlie Kirk podcast, Vice President J.D. Vance said he believes left-wing extremism is part of the reason Charlie Kirk was killed. How worried are you that that kind of rhetoric by anyone really will deepen the divide and this sort of us versus them mentality?
It should concern us all. Charlie Kirk was murdered, assassinated, because one individual decided to take a gun, climb up on a roof, and kill Charlie Kirk in the prime of his life, leaving his kids without a father, his wife a young widow. And we should all mourn that and condemn it without any equivocation. We've seen similar instances. I live in Highland Park, Illinois. 3 years ago, a deranged gunman climbed up on a roof with a gun and fired 83 shots in 90 seconds, taking 7 beautiful lives from us and devastating our community. This is wrong, it's bad, and we have to condemn it. And rather than trying to create more divisions, rather than pointing fingers at one side or the other as the only problem, the problem is on the extremes, it's on the fringes. And these are fringe ideas, people who are rising up and taking arms to commit violence. We have to not let it become normal, and we have to make sure that those people are identified, stopped before they can act, and when they do act, prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Yeah. And Congressman, over the weekend, I spoke to your colleague, Stephen Cohen of Tennessee. He said in the aftermath, there's been a lot of conversations about the security of lawmakers. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries briefed House Democrats last night about extending or even enhancing security spending. Do you think that's enough? Is it feasible also? Is it really about getting more security, or is it possible that it really has to be about toning down the rhetoric?
It's not an either or. We have to do both. Yes, we need more security. We need security when we're at home in our district going around to events. We need security in our offices, not just to protect members of Congress, but to protect their staff, protect the community at large. We have folks visiting our office to come talk about case issues that we're helping them with, to share their ideas or concerns with me as the representative, and they need to be safe and secure in doing that. So we have to have more security, but the most important thing we have to do is tone down the rhetoric and end this vilification of the other, that they're not just someone you disagree with, but someone that you have to go out and seek to destroy, whether it is professionally, personally, or with violence.
Yeah. And as you talk about this, I want to turn now to government funding, which is, of course, another topic that is on a lot of minds of lawmakers. You're the chair of the New Democrat Coalition. And last week, your coalition outlined a policy agenda, including immigration and border security, lowering costs of the living for Americans, and affordable housing. How do you advance that agenda while being in the minority? And are you willing to shut down the government to get some of that done?
You should never shut down the government. I mean, we need to work together to keep the government open, working for the American people. Not just the New Dems, the Democrats have been very clear on this, that we want to keep the government open, but also recognize that the Republicans have the majority in the House. They have the majority in the Senate. Donald Trump is a Republican in the White House. They have the votes to do whatever they want, but if they can't do it with just Republicans and they want the support of the Democrats, there are things that we expect to do for the American people, one of which is to protect Americans' health care. The bill that the Republicans passed on a party line vote earlier this summer took away or will take away health care for more than 17 million Americans. I think that's wrong. I want to restore that. We're looking at families seeing huge price increases in their health care. If Congress doesn't act to extend the premium tax credit, a family, a couple who are looking at retirement 5-10 years from now, making $80,000 a year, making ends meet, but certainly not getting rich and struggling to get ahead. If Congress doesn't act, their premium is likely to go up $18,000 a year. That's just wrong. So we are fighting and trying to convince our Republican colleagues to join us in making health care more affordable, to lowering the cost on groceries, on housing, on energy. We're trying to do that and work together. New Dems put out our platform last winter, lowering costs, growing our economy, safe and secure communities, healthy communities, and making sure we have a strong national security, national defense, and we're working to do that every single day.
Congressman, you just said that you want to get all these things accomplished. Well, what are you willing to do to get that accomplished? And is forcing a shutdown part of a tool that you might use?
The Democrats don't have the power to shut down the government. The Republicans have the majority in the House and in the Senate and the White House. What we're willing to do, what New Dems have always done, which I've done since I came to Congress, is work across the caucus and reach across the aisle to find common ground, to find where we can put together ideas, develop policies that will help the American people, that will lower costs, make our communities healthier and safer for our families, and make sure America is strong both at home and projecting our interests and protecting our people around the world. We'll work with anyone on that, Democrat, Republican, or anyone with an open mind and a good idea.
I want to turn to one other topic, which is the president's crackdown on crime. The Trump administration appears to have walked back its threat to send the National Guard to Chicago. Are you surprised that the president backed down from that fight? And do you think possibly they could still be sent at a different time?
Well, the president changes his mind from day to day, minute to minute. I am proud of Governor Pritzker and all my colleagues who stood up to the president and said, we don't want you sending in the National Guard to terrorize our communities. We welcome the administration, Congress working together to help promote security in our communities, to invest in more police officers and resources to address crime within our communities, to support social workers, to go into our schools and make sure our kids are learning the skills and lessons they need to succeed in the 21st century economy and have a good, healthy life going forward. That's what we want to work on. That's what the New Dems are about. That's what the Democrats are about. And our hand is open and welcoming to work with our Republican colleagues to do just that.
We'll see if those hands end up actually working together. Thank you so much, Congressman, for joining us.
Thank you.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.